The metal cuffs snapped shut with a sharp click that echoed down the quiet street. A little girl screamed, "Daddy," as a single dad was pushed against a police car by a female cop who looked firm, tired, and unmoved. Neighbors watched from behind curtains, already judging. It looked like another sad story about a poor man in trouble. But no one noticed the faded tattoo on his arm yet. And no one knew that within minutes, everything was about to change. What started as a routine arrest would turn into a moment that stopped hearts, revealed hidden pain, and reminded everyone watching that kindness can appear in the most unexpected ways. Before the story continues, take a moment to support our channel. If stories about humanity, compassion, and second chances touch your heart, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. You're watching Kindness World, where every story reminds us that kindness still matters. The man's name was Daniel Carter. He was 36 years old, exhausted, and doing his best to survive. Since his wife passed away 3 years earlier, Daniel had been both mother and father to his 6-year-old daughter, Lily. Every day was a struggle, working construction during the day, delivering food at night, and still trying to show up with a smile for Lily. That evening, Daniel had stopped at a small grocery store after work. He was short on money and had accidentally parked in a restricted zone. When he came back out, the female cop was already there, writing a ticket. Her name was Officer Rachel Miller. She'd been on duty for 10 hours straight, dealing with arguments, lies, and hostility all day. Daniel tried to explain, his voice calm but tired. He said he'd only been inside for 2 minutes and asked if she could give him a warning. Rachel didn't hear kindness in his voice, only another excuse she'd heard 100 times. When Daniel reached into his jacket to grab his wallet, she reacted instantly, following protocol. Tension rose fast. Someone shouted. Lily started crying. And before Daniel could fully understand what was happening, he was handcuffed. Lily ran toward him, sobbing, holding onto his leg. "Please don't take my daddy," she begged. That sound made several people nearby uncomfortable, but no one stepped in. Rachel tried to stay professional, but something about the child's fear made her pause. Still, rules were rules. She guided Daniel toward the car. As she adjusted his arm, her eyes landed on the tattoo on his forearm. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't aggressive. It was a simple name surrounded by angel wings, Emily. It read. Rachel froze, her breathing changed. Her grip loosened slightly. Daniel noticed and quietly said, "It's my wife. She died." Rachel swallowed hard. Emily was also her sister's name. Her sister had died years ago in a drunk driving accident. That name had been etched into Rachel's heart with pain she rarely allowed herself to feel. She looked closer at the tattoo and saw a date underneath. The same date her sister died. Her voice softened despite herself. "How did she die?" Daniel hesitated, then answered honestly. "A drunk driver. She was hit on her way home from work. I held her hand in the hospital until the machines went silent." Lily sniffed and wiped her eyes. "Mommy's an angel," she whispered. Something inside Rachel cracked. For years, she had built walls to survive the job. She believed staying hard kept her safe. But standing there, watching a little girl cling to her father, she saw not a criminal, but a man carrying grief, responsibility, and love all at once. Rachel took a step back. She looked around at the crowd. She saw shame on some faces now. Curiosity on others. She quietly unlocked the handcuffs. Daniel turned, confused. "Officer?" Rachel knelt in front of Lily. "Hey sweetheart," she said gently. "Your daddy's not going anywhere." She stood up and cleared her throat. "Mr. Carter, I misjudged the situation. You're free to go. I'm giving you a warning." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. Not because of relief alone, but because someone finally saw him. "Thank you," he said softly. "You don't know what this means." Rachel nodded. "Actually, I think I do." She walked back to her car, but before leaving, she reached into her pocket and handed Daniel a card. On the back was her personal number. If you ever need help, even just directions to a food pantry or community support, call. Daniel didn't expect that. He didn't expect kindness from someone who had just handcuffed him minutes earlier. That night, as Daniel tucked Lily into bed, she asked, "Daddy, was the police lady mad?" He smiled and kissed her forehead. "No, sweetheart. She was just having a hard day. And sometimes, people with hard days still have good hearts." Weeks later, Rachel saw Daniel again, this time at a community event she volunteered at. He was helping kids build birdhouses. Lily ran up to Rachel and hugged her like an old friend. That moment reminded Rachel why she became a cop in the first place, not just to enforce laws, but to protect people. Kindness didn't erase the pain either of them carried. But it softened it. It built a bridge between two strangers who needed understanding more than judgment, and that's the lesson this story leaves us with. We never know what someone is carrying beneath the surface. A single moment of compassion can turn fear into trust, anger into healing, and a bad day into a life-changing memory. So the next time you're quick to judge, pause. Look closer. Choose kindness. Because sometimes, a simple act of understanding can change everything, for everyone watching.